Hi everyone, Tony here for Immortality. When I was younger, I got into bodybuilding, as many do. 100% natural, of course. And I made some progress, became somewhat muscular. Muscular enough that when I laid down in bed, I could feel an excess of muscle on my body. It was all going well until one day I contracted one of those infamous cold and flu viruses that went around in my area each year. Now, we didn't get the common 3-day sniffles. Around my area, we got the monster flus. Things that lasted anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. And we were sick on average 3 times a year with the various colds, flus, influenzas. So there I was training for strength, and all it took to take me out was a bug that was smaller than the human eye could see. We are training to get stronger, yet one little bug is all it takes. What if there was a way to train the immune system? Fast forward 20 years and I'm back in the gym again, making some serious newbie gains. Repeat 7-day sore throat, hurts to swallow, and a reminder of an old idea, the need for immune system training. All-cause mortality. 5 out of the 9 all causes are related to either pathogens or immunosenescence. We do not have longevity without addressing pathogens and addressing the decline in the immune system. Immune system training. Children are generally vaccinated from a total of 15 viruses and bacteria. The vaccinations are administered in 4 rounds, starting at 6 months of age, 12 months, then 18 months, and another round at 4 years. But contrast this with the known amount of viruses and bacteria that are known to infect humans. There are a total of 270 viruses that are known to infect humans, and a total of 40 bacteria that are known to infect humans. This does not include parasites and fungi, which also infect humans. It is not a large number of pathogens, but it is beyond the scope of needles and injections. They cannot inoculate a person against the full 310 pathogens known to infect humans with needles. That's a lot of needles, and compounding many inoculations require many multiple rounds and boosters. The number of needles would be well into the thousands. Constantly spamming vaccines has coined a new term, vaccine fatigue. The scalability of the current vaccination method is limited, and the solution is to prioritize it to the 15 most common pathogens only. Not whether it would be better for society to be more vaccinated or as part of a comprehensive effort against viruses, bacteria, parasites, and fungi, but the bottleneck of injecting newborns hundreds of times. Not a single pathogen injects themselves into the human bloodstream anyway. They get into the human body via its orifices, many via the respiratory system, consumed with water. Viruses and bacteria are small enough to enter the bloodstream via inhalation, and thus we potentially have a route of entry that is non-invasive. We can send attenuated pathogens by inhalation and train the immune system.
The flu vaccine is given to children as a nasal spray rather than an injection. A nurse sprays a tiny amount of vaccine into each nostril, and there is no need for children to sniff or inhale. It's quick and completely painless. Find out more at...
There are indications that vaccination at the point of infections makes the vaccination more effective in relation to the respiratory pathogens. Nasal vaccination induces both mucosal protection at the site of infection and systemic immunity. And it does not have the scaling limitations of injections. We are not limited to the amount of pathogens we can present to the immune system as with injections. We could theoretically train the immune system against all 310 pathogens. The non-invasive protocol is also flexible enough to handle viruses with high mutation rates. For example, mumps vaccination is once in a lifetime, while influenza might be every year. The RNA vaccines and the viral vectors, while they have their place, have further eroded and degenerated trust in the vaccination system. Here we are strictly using the old, proven and safe attenuated viruses and bacteria only. These pathogens have a limited replication ability, just enough for the immune system to learn them. If the product is not an attenuated pathogen, then move on to the next one.
A Melbourne professor says a cheap nasal spray has helped him stay virus-free for 3 years. It's now at the centre of a medical trial aimed at stopping the spread of common viruses.
He started taking it regularly 3 years ago. Now Professor Don Campbell is out to prove this nasal spray can stop the spread of COVID-19.
I haven't had a common cold, RSV, influenza or COVID during the time that I've been taking the nasal heparin spray.
That makes him something of a unicorn in hospital circles.
I've had COVID twice and Don hasn't had it at all. So that being said, with research we always need to get results, and in a very clean clinical trial.
So that's what they're doing with a randomised clinical trial through Northern Health.
Let's envision hundreds of different nasal vaccination products that can be purchased over the counter and self-administered in a comprehensive immune system training protocol. The aging immune system. Vaccines are only as effective as the age of the immune system. Improving vaccine effectiveness by boosting the immune system rather than using cheap tricks is understudied. The effects of aging on the immune system are manifest at multiple levels that include reduced protection of B and T cells in bone marrow and thymus and diminished function of mature lymphocytes in secondary lymphoid tissues. As a result, elderly individuals do not respond to immune system challenges as robustly as the young. Vaccinations are increasingly ineffective with age. For example, a study published in the journal Vaccine found that the effectiveness of the Tdap vaccine against pertussis was 71% in children aged 6 to 12 months, but only 36% effective in adults aged 19 to 64. Another study published in the journal Clinical Infectious Diseases found that the effectiveness of the influenza vaccine against laboratory-confirmed influenza illness was 64% in children aged 6 to 23 months, but only 40% effective in adults aged 65 and over. So we need to understand how to keep the immune system young as part of the biohack. Besides a national sanitation protocol that secures air, water and food, with every individual practicing a high sanitation standard, eating healthy, the gut biome, exercising are also advised. Perhaps 72-hour fasts one time a year. Supplementing with vitamin D3, zinc and vitamin C are often suggested for immune support. But this biohack identifies 2 drugs for turning back the clock on the aging immune system: rapamycin for resetting homopoiesis and human growth hormone for thymus regeneration. A theoretical protocol would be 1 year or more of HGH in the form of NK677, afterwards several months of rapamycin, then followed by immune system training and presenting nasal vaccines to a regenerated immune system. Studies showing immune system regeneration and improved effectiveness of vaccination with age would alter the biohack and the protocol. Finally, we do not have longevity if we do not address and eliminate pathogens. We do not have longevity if we do not restore hemopoiesis and the thymus. Tony, over and out.